Hello, everybody, and welcome back to a brand new episode of the Hey Corner Crew podcast. I am your host, JJ Lang, and with me, as always, are my wonderful co-hosts, Nate, the Little Goon Foss.
What up?
And Dan, the Statman Scully.
As JJ and Nate pointed out, I'm actually wearing orange today.
Yeah.
Dan Scully finally got with the picture. Before we get into the news the recap from this week of the 4 games that both of our teams played, I would like to call everyone's attention to a small bit that Nate said the last time we were on. That being, I can't wait until Friday.
Okay, all right. This is an RNC hockey podcast.
Time out. I get this one.
Over the weekend, we had
JJ. You've got
games.
two Sabres
I don't
fans
care.
in here. You're overruled.
This man.
The women went out to Sketchnectady to take on Union.
Still better than Troy.
Yes, facts. Yes. Anyways,
Yeah.
long story short, the Knights beat the Sabres. Nate has to eat his words now. Moving on. The women did have 2 games this weekend against Union in Sketchnectady, New York at the This Rink is a Messa. And the men also had 2 games at home against Sacred Fart. So we are going to go right over to Dan to start with the women's recap, and then we'll go to the men afterwards.
On Friday, it was just a heartbreaker. I don't know if you guys were able to watch it.
I caught the end of it.
I caught the end of it when I got home from work.
I was sitting in the sports info office watching it with Steve. Long story short, Tigers were down. They ended up down 2-1 in the second period after taking the lead to start the game, thanks to Amy Dobson. But they were able to score with less than a minute left to tie it up and send it to overtime. But
I got home from work just as that puck went in the net.
Yeah, that was...
So I was ecstatic.
But unfortunately, the Dutch women were able to net a goal in 3-on-3 overtime to take the 3-2 win.
Yeah, that was
a tough one.
I think you described it right. It was a heartbreaker.
Especially when we had a power play in overtime.
Yeah. And that was my thing, was special teams and goaltending were the key to the game on Friday. When you get a power play in overtime, you have to capitalize.
Because the score was, 3-2, wasn't it?
Yeah.
So good effort. Good effort, though, Friday night. I think we deserved more than what we got. I thought Sarah was phenomenal. I watched it back yesterday.
As always.
She was Sarah. Kind of a weird game, too. Like, there were a lot of penalties, but it really didn't seem like it. I don't know.
Yeah.
I guess Union scoring 2 quick power play goals in the second to take the lead was just the turning point in the game. But
definitely. But at the same time, we had 17 shots on our various power plays. We had 5 power plays in the game.
That's good to see.
Yeah, and we had 6 shots on one of them.
I'm going to toot my own horn here. Didn't I say shoot the puck on the last podcast? And I did.
Your notes.
Yeah.
Your notes.
Look what happens.
Your notes legitimately said for the last podcast was shoot the blanking puck, and there was an expletive in there, and that's very much what they did, and it played out because they scored 2 goals.
Great, I love it. I thought those were the 2 best non-St. Michael's games of the season.
I would agree with that.
I thought both games RIT played really well. On Saturday, similar result, but
yeah, let's go
right up there with the second UConn game.
Mm-hmm.
Let's go into Saturday actually, because I want to talk about that.
Saturday, unfortunately, I didn't get to catch this game. The Tigers ended up losing 2-1. That game would have gone to overtime too if it weren't for Union scoring a last-minute goal. Not nearly as many penalties, not nearly as many power plays, but in 3 power plays, the Tigers had 9 shots on the power play. So the special teams, they're getting there, and I think once we come more into conference play, it's gonna shine some.
Agreed.
And special teams takes time too. I think I said in an earlier podcast, the top power play unit lost 3 of its 5 players from last year.
Mm-hmm.
So you're bringing in basically a whole new power play unit. So special teams takes time. It's not something that clicks right away. You got to know where people are going to be when. The timing of it all and when to shoot. When. Getting players moving around, and it'll come. I think the power play honestly has looked good. They've gotten zone time.
Yeah.
It's not going in the net, and I think that's kind of been the story of the season. Like, the shots are there for the most part, and the chances are there. It's just not going in the net, and some of it's puck luck.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And I think the Union winner on Saturday was puck luck. Puck fell right on her stick. She took a shot and it went in.
Yep.
And you've got to capitalize on that puck luck when you get it too.
Yeah.
Was that wasn't the game winner for them Saturday for Union? Wasn't that on a power play also?
No, they went 0 for 3.
Yeah.
Okay, that was a power play.
Both teams went 0 for 3. And again, the chances were there. RIT had 2 power plays in the third period.
You got to score on one of them.
And
you got to try to, at least, as hard as you can.
The effort was there. I mean, and I don't want this to sound like we're bashing them too. Like,
no,
not at all. Never. But like, it's just it's things we notice,
mm-hmm.
and it's so tough because like, we've seen it. We've seen flashes of it, and one day it's just gonna all come together. And watch out.
This team has the pieces.
This team has the potential to be scary in conference play.
They have pieces,
especially with how the conference has been playing out.
Yeah. I mean, I think our greatest strength right now is our goalies. Because Sarah Coe is Sarah Coe. Y'all know how good she is. Emma Stephen is just as good. She's right up there. And Sophia's been surprising everybody. So you can't sit there and say goaltending is a problem because you have 3 goaltenders who could be starters pretty much anywhere.
Block shots this weekend, too.
11 one day, 12 the other.
Defensively, they're doing pretty.
Can't complain about that.
It's just not going in the net.
Defense and goaltending have been strong all year. They just have offensively, you got to start taking more shots, be a little bit more aggressive. And that's what I said last week was like teams got to play angry, and they did on Friday and Saturday. They were very aggressive.
I mean, again, you saw it towards the end of last year too. Towards the end of last year. The chances started increasing. The puck bounces started to go our way. It's going to come.
Mm-hmm. Now, Dobson scored Friday. Who else? Who scored the other couple goals we had?
Kyla.
Who did?
Kyla scored the one
that
tied it with an assist from Hannah Solinger, which was 2 points for her on the day. And Lindsay Maloney scored the lone goal on Saturday.
Okay.
With helpers from Kyla and Chloe McNeil.
Kyla's been really good this year, honestly. She's been...
Yeah.
I don't want to say she's surprised me, but I think everybody kind of figured that Emma Rowland was going to pick up where she left off and just start kicking butt again. And I think some people that... Maybe some I don't want to say some people slept on, but I think some players that everyone kind of didn't think were going to be at the forefront have really started taking a role and have been flashing some serious color recently.
I think everybody on the defensive side's been really well. I think all the defensemen have shown
100%
that they're capable of playing at this level, and they've been the defense and the goaltenders are keeping us in games. And I don't want to sound like a broken record, just like the puck's not going in the net.
Yeah.
Once it starts going in the net,
yeah.
I wouldn't want to play the Tigers if the puck starts going in the net. That's for sure.
No, because then they'll be a scary team.
Just ask Lindenwood in the quarterfinals last year.
He's right. I mean, Abby Davies had a hat trick that game.
Started going in the net.
Yeah, big time. Dan Scully
Honestly,
agreed that scoreboard wasn't ugly.
Even all through February last year, the puck started going in the net. And
Nate missed the
I'd like it
scoreboard
to start
joke.
going in the net now, but
Yeah.
Yeah.
right.
Do we want to go around
And
the
I-
league
I-
now?
and I
Sorry.
don't think
good
that-
weekend overall.
Yes.
I think you can take
Yeah.
with this team. I feel like some coaches will say there is no such thing as a moral victory, but I think you can take a lot from a game. These two games where they showed that the fight was there. They never gave up.
I thought we had Friday. I thought we had Friday in the
thought
bag.
so, too.
did
I
too.
thought at the very
did too.
least we were going to tie it and then
Mhm.
go, I think, does ECAC have shootouts? I don't remember.
I don't think they do.
I don't think so.
I don't think so.
I think they're one of two leagues that don't do it
Which is dumb.
And
at
the
all.
other tough thing is
on either side. So
it's always tough going on the road, and they have a lot of road games this year.
they've played 12 road
So-
games
It's kind of ridiculous.
versus
Yeah.
3 home games.
Like, give us more games at home.
And only
Come on.
3 of and other than St. Lawrence coming up in January, they don't have any more non-conference home games.
Yeah.
Which is
Their
ridiculous.
only other 2 were the St. Michael's series.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So, yeah,
it's
time to-
unfortunate. Buckle up.
Time to bear down and get going. Conference plays here.
Hold on to your butts. Let's get moving.
I know. We already played 2 conference games, but now the real season starts,
Lindenwood's going to be huge.
and we'll preview Lindenwood in a minute. But
Mhm.
those are the last 2 games. They have a week off next weekend. Not this upcoming weekend, the weekend after. So this weekend, it's give 110% for 120 minutes and
Yeah. Agreed.
see what happens.
All right, let's go around the league real quick. I'll flip it back to Dan for that, and then we'll do our predictions, and we'll look at Lindenwood.
The league week started Thursday this week. I wasn't this the game that started at like 11:30 Central?
Yes.
St. Thomas beat Lindenwood 4-1 Thursday at Lindenwood. They finished the sweep Friday 5-3.
Yikes.
I didn't realize that Syracuse put 2 goals up in the end of that game. Princeton beat them down in New Jersey 4-2. Saturday, Princeton finished the sweep 1-0 over Syracuse. And Penn State is playing a really weird series this week. Today they beat Brown 3-0 in State College. And they'll play them tomorrow, Monday, at 2 p.m. Eastern to finish the series.
And-
Because
Sorry to interrupt. To preface,
We're
today
doing
is
this
Sunday
now.
the 13th. Today is Sunday the 13th. So we're recording Sunday. Their last game is tomorrow, Monday. Excuse me, at the time of this recording.
that's not weird at all.
No.
Tough weekend for the conference. Oof.
Yeah.
Shnikes.
Next weekend, Penn State will play out of conference going to Yale Friday and Saturday. 6 Friday, 3 Saturday. Syracuse will head out to Erie and play Mercyhurst at 6 on Friday and 2 on Saturday. And RIT will play at home against Lindenwood 4 o'clock Friday and noon Saturday. And I'll mention this next series depending on, because I have no idea when we're going to record next week. Mercyhurst will play out of conference. They will host St. Lawrence on Tuesday and Wednesday, 6 o'clock Tuesday, the 22nd, and 2 p.m. on Wednesday, the day before Thanksgiving.
Oh. It's like they just want us to get mad about this.
See, no, that makes sense though. That makes sense because it's like the day before Thanksgiving.
Best holiday
And-
ever.
They're
Going
off
at
the
me.
weekend after, so if they're going home, some of them are going home for Thanksgiving. That gives them time to get home, and it makes
Yes.
sense for the holiday.
Nate, you were the same one that ripped us about the Tuesday before Thanksgiving
It's
St.
so
Lawrence
right.
game last year that wasn't even
Because
our
they
fault.
totally could have played that on another day.
Okay, both of you had valid points there.
Whatever.
So let's take a look at Lindenwood. Obviously, we all know how our last appearance
I'll
against
say,
them looked last
Do
year.
you want to?
What?
Standings or Lindenwood first?
Let's talk Lindenwood, then
I
go to
was
the
going to do
standings.
standings.
Well, let's talk Lindenwood and then go to the standings before we move on. I think it flows better, personally speaking. But if you guys want to do standings, we can do that too. I don't really care.
There's no flow anymore because we're
Whatever. There was never a flow to begin with.
talking about it while we're recording.
Let's talk about the standings then. Whatever. Let's
Hey,
move on.
this is a very
Professional show.
very interesting
Professional.
podcast. Yes. Yep.
All right, standings wise, how we looking? Good God. Off the rails already. Here we go. It only took us what?
Dan, do you need me
15
to
minutes?
go? Syracuse is actually 4-0 in conference play. Surprisingly
They
enough,
played
they've
us
played
and
4 games.
Lindenwood.
Okay.
Yeah, so maybe not surprising. Penn State is 3-1. They split with Mercyhurst and then also beat Lindenwood.
Yes.
That sounds right.
Yeah, they swept Lindenwood.
Yeah. Mercyhurst is in third at 1-1. Again, they split with Penn State. RAT is sitting in fourth with 2 games in hand on Lindenwood. Both teams at 0 points. So that changes this weekend, and we can gain some ground.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So we're sitting in a playoff spot. I mean, I'm not going to complain about it. I mean, I know it's way too early to be talking about postseason, but in the new format, only the top 4 teams make it. So, and right now we'd be playing Syracuse, which I like that matchup.
I do too.
So,
Another trip to Tennessee.
I know.
Ugh.
No.
Gross.
If they're the number 1 seed, we're gonna
yes,
have to
but
play
no.
there.
Disgusting.
I mean,
yeah,
yes,
we'll go,
yes, but no. We're already going back there in January. I don't know why we're saying that.
Tennessee.
Because I
Shake
don't
Shack on
have
the
to work
Thruway?
Extra
basketball.
trip to Tennessee.
Yeah.
Yeah, at least we won't have to race the president.
We'll
of the United
just
States.
have
Thank
to race the
God.
snow instead.
Unless he decides to show up again.
Yes. Good.
That's not gonna happen.
No, that's no.
No.
way.
Why
All
would you want to go to Syracuse? Sorry, Dan. I had to throw my shot in.
This
At
orange
least one
can
every
very
podcast.
easily become Syracuse.
Dan Scully, a traitor? Question mark. Anyways, looking at Lindenwood,
Oh.
we all saw how Lindenwood ended last year
Oof.
against the when we played them in the playoffs. We did beat them. Was 64, wasn't it, or 63?
6-4.
I just know we scored 6. That's all. That was the more important number.
Lindenwood scored a garbage time goal in like the final minute.
Yeah, which didn't help them at all. But they were also a team that we defeated during the regular season. So you sit there and you look around, and I feel like this is going to be a very competitive series. I think these are going to be 2 very close games, honest to God. I don't think these are going to be blowouts for us. I think these games will both be...
They should be games that RAT wins.
Agreed.
I'm gonna put it
We
out
should
there.
win
These
both
should-
these games.
These are 2 games that we should win.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to say the difference between the 2 teams is the goaltending. Lindenwood's goaltending is horrible.
Yeah, they have a terrible goalie.
Their defense
now they've-
isn't great either, or at
and
least
their
breakout
schedule's been
isn't.
tough. They've had a tough
Yeah,
schedule
Penn
too.
State's
But-
ranked in the top 12, so
Yeah, Penn State's scary
Right.
good this year, which is freaking
So-
me out.
is it bad that I
Yeah.
hear Rick
They're
Jenner's
good.
voice when you say "scary good"?
No, it's not Dan. He's a legend.
That's a good thing.
An absolute legend.
I'm a Knights fan, and I still love RJ.
I mean, Lindenwood, yeah, but I mean, they almost took Syracuse to overtime.
Yeah,
They Hughes scored with 4 seconds left in the third to win the game, and they held Penn State pretty tight too for a little bit. In their Friday game. So
and then got the doors blown off them.
Yep.
yeah, but that's how a series works. Usually it's close Friday and it's a blowout Saturday. But
You
anyway,
get that moral victory Friday, and then you
Morgan
get proved
Netsky-
wrong. Sorry, go ahead.
Morgan Netsky's got 10 points this year, 7 goals. She's obviously the player to watch.
Mm-hmm.
One stat I did notice, Lindenwood leads the country with 9.8 penalty minutes per game.
Yikes.
So it's about almost 5 penalties a game. You need to capitalize on the power play this weekend.
I know the women's game is different than the men's, but I like how low that number is despite leading the country.
Yeah, right.
Well, I know it's RAT leading it on the men's side, but like, what's the? Keep talking. I'm finding this.
I think these
and considering the lowest is 5.6. Yeah. Oh my God. Shocker. It's actually Lindenwood at 19.
Oh my God.
What is up with these teams, man? That is awesome.
That's funny.
We also get to use the Lions and Tigers and Bears. Oh my joke!
Oh, the whiteboard.
JJ, write it down.
We did it last
Write
year.
it down.
We're so gonna do it.
Like I said, their goaltending is not good, and neither is their power play. Their power play is only at 11%.
And considering how good our goaltending is, and
their penalty kill isn't all that good either. So you gotta take advantage of the power plays this weekend.
Yeah.
You know you're gonna get them. Got to use them to your advantage.
Exactly. I can't.
And like I said,
anything you said there.
Like I said, they got a weekend off after this weekend, so there's no excuse to not give 110%.
Yep.
Yeah, Lindenwood's allowing 43 shots a game too.
Yeah,
versus only taking less than 20 on goal. So
we should be.
These are 2 games you need to. Lindenwood is the team in conference you need to beat, especially because, let's be honest, they're going to be the one that's competing with us for that last playoff spot.
Yep.
So, and I'm just being realistic here. Mm-hmm. I'm not going to sugarcoat anything. There's a gap between Penn State, Mercyhurst, and Syracuse, and RIT and Lindenwood. And that's just 2 young teams, too. So, versus 3 older, more experienced veteran teams. And that's to be expected in college hockey. So, you need to get 4 points to create 4 points of separation. That way, the only way they can catch you is if they sweep you later in the year. Mm-hmm. So put yourself in a position to where you are. I don't want to say this weekend could potentially decide a playoff spot, but it could.
It's possible.
It could.
It's crazy. It's crazy to say in November, but it's 100% possible.
And you also have to consider that the travel for this series and the one that'll be at Lindenwood is much more difficult than any of the rest of them in conference during the year.
Yeah. That's why the game's at noon on Saturday, I'm sure.
I'm sure, yeah.
So.
Yep.
And these are the last home games for the women until the middle of January.
And that really sucks.
Which is brutal.
It really sucks.
But
a lot.
Yep. After this weekend, the next women's home game is on a Tuesday
against St. Lawrence.
It is the first day of classes for the spring semester.
Oh my God.
Anyway, and it's and there's only 2 more games after this one before Christmas. So
yeah. All right, let's go to.
I don't think there's any excuse to not give 110%.
I give about 200%. I'm not gonna lie. Let's go with Dan. We're going to start with the predictions. We'll go around the horn, and then we'll switch over to the men's side.
I've got a sweep. I think if last year's team was able to pull off 3 out of 4 points, there's no reason that this year's team can't sweep Lindenwood.
English.
Words are hard.
It's been a long weekend.
Dan Scully is not able to words today.
Have you thawed yet from soccer yet? Or were you there?
We have a press box with a heater.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Now, we did have the window open so we could hear the whistle, but...
Yeah, heater still helps, though.
I don't know if I've broken this up for the ladies yet.
Yes, you have.
But I'm going to do it.
I don't know if he had it for the St. Michael's series.
Oh, it is a boom broom.
I'm going sweep. Going sweep.
I am also.
There's a potential that RIT could be 4-1 at home going at Christmas for the women. So you'd have told me that at the start of the year, I would have taken it. So put yourself in a position to maybe have a 500 record at home. You only need to win 2 more if you win these 4. So that'd be kind of nice.
I'm going to agree with Nate and Dan. Also, I'm saying sweep. I think we're probably going to win by like a 1 or 2 goals. I don't think it's going to be a killing. I think they'll be close games, but I definitely think we're going to come out on top for both of them. If this team, the way they played last weekend, shows up again this weekend against a superior, like not superior, inferior team to them, because then we all agree that that's a word. That Lindenwood, I can't words either today.
English is hard. Oh my god!
Oh my god!
we go to a tech school, not a liberal arts school. We're screwed. Oh, the poor people on Spotify who are missing all of the laughter and just people falling off screen.
Please go to YouTube. If you're on Spotify, go to YouTube. Pause it. Get the timestamp. Go to YouTube right now.
Oh my god!
All right.
All right. Not
English.
English is hard. Jeez, Lou. All right. All right, so now that we've all stopped laughing hysterically and restarted the Zoom call because we're all wetting our pants with complete laughter, let us move on to the men's side of things for the weekend. And I'm going to let Nate go nuts for a second. There we go.
Let's go! Let's go!
The hype is real, people. The hype is real.
That building was so loud.
Oh my god.
Quick shout out to everybody. Everybody that was in the building Friday and Saturday. That was unbelievable.
And also, the whiteout Saturday was
is now officially the hardest place to play in Atlantic hockey, and it's not even close.
It's Also, that whiteout Saturday was awesome. Shout out to everybody that wore white.
Phenomenal, actually.
I honestly,
Dan, how'd it look from upstairs?
It looked great.
Because I wasn't sure it was good.
As the players jumped into the boards.
Oh yeah. I
haven't stopped watching that video.
I really wasn't sure if the whiteout was gonna end up being as good as it was, because I'm like, it's out there in Discord. We put it up on Instagram. Thank you to Tommy Scarfoni for helping us plug that with the cool video. But I'm sitting there and I'm just kind of like, this is the whole corner is just decked, and it looked great.
That's exactly what we wanted it to be. It was phenomenal.
And it worked out so well. And also,
and honestly, I saw a good chunk of people that weren't in the corner that were wearing.
Yeah, it was great.
So it worked. Hey.
So let's get into the scores.
What a weekend!
Yes. So good.
When I honestly say that Saturday after I left the Coliseum Center, I could not stop smiling.
I couldn't either.
That was the most fun weekend of RIT hockey, and I've been going to RIT hockey games for a long time, and that was by far the best home weekend we've had in years. 3-1 dub Friday. Thank you very much. Tanner Andrew got us going quick.
First couple minutes of the game, too.
I don't know what it is with this team about Fridays and scoring early, but I like it. Let's keep doing it.
I'm fine with it also. I'd rather that.
His 4th of the year. Cody Laskowski had his point streak snapped today. He decided, hey, I'm going to try to start a new one. Bang! 2-0. On a shot that I don't even know how it went in. Like,
I don't either. I was kind of confused.
Found a hole in Luke's arm, which I want to say this. Luke Lush played phenomenal all weekend.
Shout out to Luke
and he's
Lush.
a great sport too.
He is a great sport. We'll
great
talk
sport
about
it. And then Silky making Dan Scully's job absolutely impossible.
No,
after the game on Friday.
It wasn't him. It was the fact that they had to review the goal to see if it was a goal.
Mm-hmm.
And by the time they had finished reviewing it, the coaches had shaken hands. They were ordering their teams to the locker rooms. It was over.
Great game.
Because if my memory serves me correct, Carter scored with .01 left on the clock.
03.
I would say I looked
03,
up at the clock when it crossed the line, and there was still like 0.2 of a second left. So that was
something else. You love to see that kind of stuff.
That was awesome.
And did we not say that somehow, some way, this team was going to make Dan Scully's life hard this weekend, and we were totally correct?
Oh yeah.
Yep. I cannot get through one home men's game without something weird happening.
Dan, I can't remember. Was it Friday or Saturday that Petrucci hit the post from like 175 feet away?
I think
that was Friday.
Was Hobbsy.
Was it Hobbsy?
And that was Saturday.
No, it was Saturday. You're right. It was Saturday.
Oh, jeez. Oh, these games blended together. I'm sorry.
When certain things happen, but whatever.
Anyway, Tommy. Oh my God. 21 saves in the third. Sacred Heart had.
Minutes. Well, that was Saturday, not Friday, but.
Jeez, we're a mess right now. We are having a night. Anyway,
we had too much fun. That's the problem.
Yeah. Sacred Heart had as many shots in the third period as we did all night. And Tommy Scarfoni, I think he deserved a shutout. It sucks that it was a fluky goal that Sacred Heart got. It was
that's
really
become
weird.
The word of the podcast. I
fluky?
think this season.
Yeah,
It was a tough one to give up, but hey, your goaltender sometimes needs to bail you out, and I think that's what he did in the third period. So, and again, I think this was a weekend too. It was the same thing with the playoff series last year. I think Sacred Heart deserved a better result than they got.
They played very well.
I was confident in saying that was the championship game preview, and I am even more confident saying it now. We will see them again at the City Center in March.
Yep.
Whether it's the semi or the championship game, it's going to be a battle between these two all year long.
Shout out to, I'm totally going to pronounce this wrong, Dante Fantuzzi. That was really bad.
Oh, was he the idiot that took the cross-checking contact to the head major?
Yeah, so
dummy.
Cody Leskowski, if you didn't see or listen to the game, I don't know why, but Nate's not going to accept your excuses.
There was no excuse.
Cody
Leskowski, some people.
Cody Leskowski boarded one of Sacred Heart's players along the. If you were in the corner crew, it was the near wall.
Yeah, we could. Really
I agree that it was a major. I don't agree that it was a game misconduct. But
Same
anyway,
me.
Keep going.
That's different than your opinion from earlier this weekend. So that's an improvement.
See, I watched it again, not with my orange tinted glasses, and I was like, okay, yeah, maybe it's a major. I don't think it should have been a game.
Anyway, damn.
So Cody gets 5 in a game for that, but in the ensuing altercation or altercations,
kerfuffle.
This Sacred Heart player decides, yeah, I don't like what just happened. So instead of going after Cody Leskowski, I'm going to cross-check Tanner Andrew in the head. And credit to the officials on Friday night. They saw it and they said, yeah, you're out of here too.
Honestly, credit to the Dan, I just noticed your name on the Zoom call.
I laughed about it during the women's review, and I'm like, I don't want to laugh because we're talking kind of sad, but I'm also like, I see his name. And I don't want to bring it up. To anyone who's not
quick
unaware,
backstory: Dan was having a lot of PC troubles coming in.
Yes. Oh, it's funny.
I'm sorry. I noticed it. I couldn't point it out. Anyway, one idiot game misconduct. I think he cost his team a chance to win the game.
Yeah, because they could.
There would have been a 5-minute power play, and we took a penalty like.
A couple minutes later.
No, they did. No, I'm stupid. Somebody's gonna audio clip that and save that. I know that for a fact.
I'm gonna do it as soon as it goes up.
I know you're gonna do it. Anyway, I think he cost his team a chance to win the game. A 5-minute power play I mean, our PK's elite, so it wouldn't have mattered anyway.
But still, it's a chance.
It still would have tired us out even if we didn't give a goal up.
And there was still what?
15
there would have
minutes
been
roughly.
10 minutes. Yeah.
Yeah.
So crazy game Friday. That was and I'm gonna say this weekend there was a lot of hype coming into this weekend, and it lived up to it.
Oh my God. It was so that Saturday game was even better than the Friday game. I'm not gonna lie.
That was just Friday.
Saturday went nuts.
That was just
Saturday started out rough.
They came out and scored quick first. Ooh, I am frozen.
Yeah, they got on the board early. No, I can hear you.
Oh, wait. Oh, you guys are both still frozen.
Now he's frozen.
You guys.
I mean, it did snow today.
Oh, wait, Dan Scully's
not. Are you good?
I'm back. All right, Zoe, just clip that part out.
Okay, can you hear me now?
I can. We're good. We're back to normal.
Okay.
This is a Verizon commercial.
Yeah, so Sacred
Honestly,
Heart.
I'm leaving it all in there now because of what you just said. Anyway, Sacred Heart came out, got an early one. And then we did not play well in the first period. I'll put it that way. I thought we played better in the second half of the first period.
We were sloppy.
Yeah, I think we came out sloppy. And we came out so sloppy that at the start of the power play in the second period, I said, screw the whiteout, and I put this jersey back on.
And then we immediately scored. Also, I will say this right now, too. I was not standing in my usual spot up front for the first period. I was standing next. So I usually stand right next to the stairwell, but I switched spots because Dan Talbot was wearing his I'm with stupid shirt and wanted it pointed at me, which was funny. And because I didn't want it pointing at my girlfriend the whole time, I said, switch spots with me so it's pointing at me and not you. And then we were losing, and I'm like, she looked at me after the first period and goes, we need to switch spots. This is not good. Like, I'm superstitious. And we switched. Nate then changed his jersey, and we score like immediately. So we're like,
literally immediately we scored.
Superstition is real. Like this kind of weird stuff is real.
I can tell it wasn't my fault because I was sitting in the same spot I always sit, right next to that stupid pole that only holds the roof of the press box up.
Oh, God.
Yeah, it's kind of important. And then literally 6 minutes later, all right, so that goal was Casero, his 6th goal of the season.
God.
From Aiden Hansen-Bukata and Carter Wilkie. And then 4 minutes later, Casero from the same exact spot on the ice, again on the power play, again from Aiden Hansen-Bukata and Carter Wilkie. It was...
And who were the 3 stars Friday night? Casero?
In that order.
Hansen-Bukata and Wilkie.
Oh. The hockey gods were on our side that night. Both those nights.
And then Wilkie again on the empty net, this time with some time left on the clock
to actually conduct a face-off.
Can I also say
quick shout out to the stats team on Friday night for giving Carter Wilkie the phantom face-off win and helping his percentage.
Yes,
Dan, I don't know if it was you or somebody else who did it, but thank you. That was phenomenal.
It was a committee decision because Kevin Steiner and Tim Volkman were like, what do we do?
Give it to Carter.
I'm walking out of the building, and I have a post-game tradition where if I see Dan Scully walking out, I literally just scream his name on the top of my lungs. And I don't even get it out yet. And he goes, this game is such a joke.
Can I also say Saturday during the empty net period, somebody in the pet band noticed that Tommy tried to take a shot.
One day, man, we're going to see a goalie goal at the
wound up
Coliseum
and tried to blast one down there, and I'm like, oh, if Tommy Scarfoni had scored Saturday night,
I would have been concerned for
the ground.
I would have been concerned for the structural integrity of the Coliseum Center.
Even with as much concrete as it's made of.
I would have jumped over the wall and started running around on the ice screaming. I would have been that excited. If we
I
get
would
a
have
goal,
paid to see that.
if we
by
get
the
a
way.
goalie goal this year, I'm gonna go ballistic. I hope everybody knows that. Because I bet it's gonna happen.
Also, shout out to Sacred Heart for taking a procedural penalty at the end of the first period.
Yeah, that was hilarious. So many weird things happened.
At least I got through one period without having to handle that.
It was basically they didn't get off the ice fast enough, and I noticed that after the second period, they were like, "All right, get off."
Yep.
Like all the Sacred Heart players were like telling all their guys get off the ice.
Yeah, they skated towards their goalie, which is technically against protocol because you're delaying the start of the intermission.
We also had a bit of a scurry moment.
I don't get that. Whatever.
We also had a bit of a scare in the second. Tommy got nicked in the face by what looked like a skate. I thought it was.
So it wasn't intentional.
Tommy
dove on the puck.
It was a freak accident.
The Sacred Heart guy was going for the puck, and he kicked him in the head by accident.
So Tommy was
fine.
like, well, I'll say this. First of all, thank God he was okay. He ended up getting some Vaseline or whatever on his head and what looked like a Band-Aid, and he went back out there. But in the ensuing moment of him removing his helmet, we're all like, oh my God, we can finally chant sexy goalie because this man never takes his damn helmet off whenever he's out there during, like, stoppages of play. So we all went nuts.
And it was loud.
It was loud.
Yeah, it was.
And his brother ended up saying in Discord, whoever started that, thank you, because it made my day.
Yeah, quick shout out to Tommy Scarfoni's brother,
who keeps sending us all the most savage
in the
memes
Discord.
possible.
He does have a
phenomenal.
name, right? It's not just Tommy Scarfoni's brother.
No, I just forget what his name is. Sadly,
I don't know it off the top of my head.
I think it's his name is in Discord is James.
I'm getting there.
I don't think his name is actually James. I think it's Steven. Somebody was saying. I don't remember. I feel bad for not knowing his name now because he probably listens to this too.
He's the mystery man, apparently.
He's just James Alt. That's all I know him as in Discord because that's what his name is.
Little Scarfoni, thank you.
Yes, or older Scarfoni, depending on how old.
Or older Scarfoni, we don't know.
Sibling Scarfoni, you are one of us, and you are very much loved and appreciated for your crazy meme game that has blown us all away.
You need to get out to a game and sit with us.
With how savage it is. Yes, just like Hamburger's parents did.
RAT 2 for 5 on the power play Saturday too, so the power play continues to click.
And the PK is still insanely good too.
PK was 7 for 8 this weekend.
Yeah.
You want a story of the game or story of the weekend? That's it.
Mm-hmm. That's why we
only allowed 8 total.
The
shots
penalty
on
kills
the power play too.
All weekend.
Yeah.
Oh, seems good.
Also,
seems so good.
I have a bone to pick with Nate because I bought the broom that he ran down the stairs.
No, we're not having this conversation on the podcast.
That broom was fun though. Oh my God, I love that thing.
This team is on a 7-game win streak. This is the best start in program history. They're 10-2, and honestly, look at the 2 losses. They legit could be 12.
Yeah.
Yeah, if Carter Wilkie's able to score that penalty shot, if that's not saved at Air Force,
that
we win the game. We're 11-1, and if the referees didn't royally screw us over at Union, we're undefeated. But not making excuses. No, it is what it is.
Can I also say officiating this year, Atlantic hockey wise, has not sucked, which I'm kind of like shocked by, considering that Michael the Idiot Schubert is
both crews that we had this weekend were pretty good.
Saturday was iffy for me, but Friday was really good.
I give the crews credit Friday night for calling that retaliation.
Yes.
Usually you don't see that called the way it was, and I think
at
that was
most you'll see that called as 2 minutes usually.
Yeah.
I think it probably helped that he cross-checked someone other than the person that committed the penalty in the face.
Was totally uncalled
because Tanner had no reason to get hit in the face like that. I mean, if he had like gone after Laskowski, I'm like, I don't want to say I understand that, but like the dude's on the ground, he's very clearly hurt. Like one of our guys would have gone after the dude that hit him. Like let's be real, that probably would have happened. Like there would have been some roughing up after the play, but to hit a guy who was nowhere near it, had nothing to do with it, that was completely uncalled for. That's just my take on it.
No, I agree. What a weekend. The fact that I even had words to describe it
So
was
good, man. It's so good.
impressive. This team is so good.
And let's just say
let's go.
The rankings come out tomorrow afternoon. They came out last Monday for USCHO.
It came out last Monday at right around noon.
So we should be knowing around noon tomorrow.
In that window.
If you ask me, we should be 20th.
We can jump into the rankings talk here. Let me see.
Let's do that.
I was going to save it for after the.
Because
let's do it now.
Last week we had 38 votes. Bemidji was above us. Obviously, Bemidji did win this weekend. I don't know what they won by, but
I'll say this. We were technically, if you look at it, 22nd.
Yeah.
Right. There was one team ahead of us that received votes, and then the actual ranking.
Mm-hmm.
Bemidji is 5-3-2 this year, and they split with Northern Michigan, who's not ranked.
Mm-hmm.
Minnesota Duluth is 20th, which is crap because they're at 500. They split with Omaha. They're 6-6.
Yeah, Omaha's
and
Omaha
a reminder:
awful,
Omaha was swept by Niagara.
Yeah.
No, Omaha.
And then
sucks.
Merrimack, they swept Maine, who isn't all that great. They're 8-3. They're having a good year, so I get that. I get them. Honestly, I don't think 19th is out of the question.
We're literally 10-2.
You can make the argument for RAT to be 19. I can't believe we're having this conversation. Oh my god!
Like we're 10-2. 10-2.
We've never been ranked. So I looked at it. We've never been ranked in the regular season. We started ranked 8th after the Frozen Four year to start the year.
Yep.
And then at the start of the 15-16 season, we were ranked 20th. But then obviously immediately those rankings go away because RAT never has a good start, which is why this is such a fun year because we actually have a good start. But
if we're not somewhere in 18, 19, or 20 tomorrow at noon when this comes out, if it still comes out tomorrow at noon, I am going to throw the biggest fit known to mankind. Because it's highly robbery if we're not up there.
The reasoning why behind it. That's what I want. I want the reasoning. Because
look
and I know
at
I'm
our
not
record. I understand the teams we play against are not to the competitive level of the other conferences, but we're 10-2.
Arguably 2 of the best teams in our conference.
Like Sacred Heart's up there, and also we held our own against Union. We destroyed them the second time we played them. Like we won 8-5.
Right.
It's still really good. We should have won the first game out there. We got gypped by the officials. I mean, you can't look back at it like that, but still, that second period kind of changed the whole thing. But I sit there and go, take who we've played out of it. We've won 10 games. There's only one other team in the country, and I'm pretty sure that's done that. We have one of the best records in the country right now. How do you
and it's Penn State, who's going to be top 5 this week.
Penn State should be number 1 after this week, honestly, if you ask me, because they've been
no,
insane.
they lost.
Oh,
Friday.
they did? Oh, never
They
mind.
lost Friday. Yeah.
But still, like, this team is good.
Though.
I look at, where is it? Duluth. They're the team I'm looking at right now. They got swept by Mankato. They swept ASU, who's having an okay year. They got swept by Wisconsin, who is not. I think that's Wisconsin's only 2 wins on the year.
Yeah. Like, give us some credit. Come on.
Like,
enough is enough.
They split with Colorado College, who's 35th, and pairwise doesn't mean anything.
No.
But Minnesota Duluth is 42 in the pairwise.
Well, aren't we like 18 or 17 in the pairwise right now?
We're 18.
Yeah.
There's a reason for that. Ed Trusker's going to have a heart attack because I said the P word in November, but I can't find an argument for us not to be ranked. I can find an argument for us to not be higher than 20th, but honestly, I'm sorry, we should be higher than Duluth. I don't care about who we've played. I think right now, head to head, if we played Minnesota Duluth, we at least split.
Mm-hmm.
And for an Atlantic hockey team against a team that has NHL draft picks on their roster,
it's pretty good.
A team that isn't far off from winning back-to-back national championships.
Yeah. I mean, I'm also going to say that, like, I look around at, like, today we're sitting there, people were talking about the upcoming Canisius series in a few weeks. Some people were talking about how they were a little uneasy because Canisius always kind of has our number at home, and I'm like, I'm not scared of anybody. I'm not scared of it. There is not one team in our conference that scares me whatsoever.
Not after this weekend.
No.
they've given us no reason to be
No.
scared.
No,
I mean, yes, we lost a game to Air Force, but that's a tough trip to make.
right.
It
Yeah.
always is for any
If
team in
that
the
game was
league.
at home, we have a different conversation about it. But it was in Colorado, which honestly,
It's always weird
I was
playing.
happy with taking 3 points in Colorado.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, we did last year.
Would it be nice to have had those other 3 points and have a 9-point lead? Yes, but we don't, and we didn't. So
Move on.
Mm-hmm.
we've
Let's also
we're
look,
9-1 in conference.
and we're undefeated at home.
Yes,
Mhm.
7-0 at home.
That's wild.
RIT, both programs have only lost 1 home game this year.
No, we're not 7-0 at home
Yeah, we are.
because we
Yeah,
won.
we are.
Looking at it right now, dude. 7-0 at home.
Sacred Heart series, Holy Cross series.
Army series.
Oh, never mind. That's my never mind.
And Union.
I'm looking at something else. That's my fault. I'm thinking of something. I'm looking at other games. That's my bad. But like,
And our 2 losses on the road were both by 1 goal.
I'm also gonna say right now, I think the only real competition we have the rest of the year is Sacred Heart come March, because if you look at the rest of our conference, Army's done. They're not going to be there at all. And
I look at the top 5 in Atlantic hockey right now, and it's RIT, Sacred Heart, Niagara, AIC, and Holy Cross. I think
well, we swept 3
and
of those teams
Canisius is
already.
right there at 6. But you also got to take into account Air Force has 6 games in hand on us.
Mm-hmm.
We've played 10 conference games already. Us and Sacred Heart have both played 10. That's the most in the conference. So and we have 4 weekends left of non-Atlantic hockey games.
Mm-hmm.
It's a lot, especially with the 6 points available on a weekend thing. Now teams can make a big jump. So I mean, you can't take any points for granted,
No,
and I don't think we've done that this year.
I also look at it
Which
as like
I think in
like-
previous years, RIT's left points on the table, and it cost them at the end of the year for seeding wise and matchups. But I don't think we've done that this year.
No. I also look at this as we have 26 points. Sacred Heart's got 20 points. Niagara's got 14 because they had off. AIC got swept again by Canisius. Spoiler alert for that. Sorry, Dan, I kind of stole that from you, but like
And Canisius has put them. I think Canisius is starting to put themselves in the conversation.
They're
too.
starting to
they've
take
had
it together a little bit.
that was a very good weekend for them.
AIC is on a downturn. Like they I think have
was-
lost more than they gained, and I think they're trying to piece themselves together also.
And
But they lost
it's
4
starting
straight.
to catch up. But I'm not going to count out an Eric Lang team as much as we hate on him.
They'll
No,
have-
and
they'll
if
He's done
loom.
it.
if
He's
you're-
done it
Loom.
before.
They'll loom.
If you're gonna have a slump during the season, this
Do it
is the
now.
time to have it, not later.
Mhm.
So there's a lot of season left. We've
Yeah.
only played a month and a half.
The
I
only
look at-
team, the only team that I look at and go done, just count them out as Army, because they're 1-7
Yeah,
and 1.
they're
They're
looking
a
rough,
disaster right now.
now.
I feel bad because we love Coach Riley, but they look like a mess right now. I don't.
I
they're
think
getting away
Mercyhurst is in that boat too.
with it. Which is shocking because they played really well last year, but their goaltender also left to ride the bench somewhere else.
Yeah, they were all
Yeah.
goaltender last year. So
As Ed Trevsker said to me in the Discord, their biggest strength plays for who is it? Wisconsin now.
No, their biggest
Yeah.
strength sits on Wisconsin's
So-
bench. That's what it is. Because I don't think he's played at all this year, from my understanding.
Kyle McClellan has played 2 games. He's made 46 saves and allowed 7 goals.
Wait, the
No,
Mercyhurst goalie? That's him?
I will not love.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Oh wow, I didn't think he was playing.
I
at all.
will
That's my
not
fault.
love
I'm
a
sorry.
Mercyhurst goaltender as much as the guy who got to sit for a misconduct in the penalty box at Air Force right before we shut everything down for COVID.
Oh god.
It's phenomenal.
Yeah, I mean,
I love
what a
college
weekend.
hockey.
What a weekend. What a season so far. And I did kind of want to do this because we're a third of the way through the year already, which is kind of crazy.
mhm.
Like game
Doesn't feel
wise,
like it.
it doesn't feel like it. I mean,
No.
we have 5 guys with double digit points, 3 guys that tied at the top with 14. 2 of them are defensemen.
Which is wild.
Well, Casero's a monster.
Oh my!
We've said it before, and I'll say it again.
You know what my favorite
How
stat
UMass
about
let him walk?
You know what my
still can't
favorite?
believe it.
My favorite stat about Casero too. He only has 2 penalty minutes this year.
That's nuts. I can't with him.
Cody Laskowski leads the team with 33.
Well, the 15
That guy,
he got
basically
on
doubled
Friday.
it this weekend.
Laskowski just has a permanent residence in the box. They have a little recliner in there with his name on it.
No, that's Carter Wilkie.
No, that's right. That is Carter Wilkie.
How many game misconducts do we have this year?
Too many.
5? 5? No, because one of those is a misconduct, not a game misconduct. So
Right.
we've got 4 game misconducts on the season.
Right, let's go real quick around the conference, and then we'll just do some quick predictions for the U18 team because it is a scrimmage, so it's not like it's gonna be that important at all.
League week was actually kind of normal, sort of.
Yay!
Started on a Friday. AIC went out to Canisius, like we said. Canisius won 5-2 Friday, and 3-2 Saturday. Bentley made a trip to Air Force, split that series with a 5-1 win on Friday and a 2-0 loss on Saturday.
For sure, Bentley's up 5-0 in that game too, which that's a big win for Bentley.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, it is.
They needed that one.
Mhm.
They were in a slump. They needed that win.
The only other game going on Friday was ours. Saturday, Ferris State hosted Mercyhurst for an exhibition game and beat them 4-0. And the only other game Saturday was ours. So
Hype. The good news for this weekend is we didn't have to watch Niagara win, so or play.
true.
We didn't have to watch Niagara at all.
No Niagara is a win every weekend, so
We didn't even have to see any purple this weekend. Holy crap!
I love crapping on them so much. No purple
Thank
took
you for the
dubs.
segue, Nate. Holy Cross
You're
heads
welcome.
out to Springfield on Tuesday for a 7:05 game.
Vomit.
Is this where we say AIC
Vomit.
get your own rink?
Yes,
Yes.
do it. I
Then
have
Sacred Heart will host a non-conference game on Thursday against Merrimack.
to. Ooh.
Come on, Will.
Take it to him,
Put
Will.
some pucks in the net, baby. Let's go, Will.
I want Will to score so bad in that game.
Me too. Oh my gosh. Could you imagine
would
being
lose
in
my
Sacred
mind.
Heart and be like, really, this guy again? Ryan Steele, keep your head up.
Yeah, you're gonna get
Will
knocked
Calderly
clean out.
revenge game on
Do not be
Ryan
surprised
Steele.
if some Merrimack guy absolutely obliterates him at some point because they just want to defend their boy.
Or Will might do it himself for all we know.
No, I don't think he's.
Oh, that's what I'm hoping for.
Welcome to the Corner Crew podcast, where we put out hits on people. No, we don't.
Not very many people, but
No, we
For
don't.
Ryan Steele
various
is one of them.
reasons, that was a joke.
Yes, it's very much a
Yes,
joke. We
very
don't do
much
that.
A joke. Oh my gosh, we are kidding. We don't cheer for injury here.
No, I honestly don't like.
but we
seeing
do
guys get
cheer
hurt.
for people getting what they deserve.
Yes, I'm a big advocate of karma.
Quick pause. At one point during one of the scuffles in the second game, someone like rose back behind me, yelled, "Violence isn't an answer," and some dude goes back, "You're right. It's the solution."
What?
I'm like, all
Sa-
right,
Same
there we go.
So
thing.
much.
Same thing.
I don't know. It's whatever. Anyways, continue.
Holy Cross will host a pair of games against Mercyhurst this weekend in Mass.
Worcester.
Please never do that
Worcester,
again.
Mass.
Damn.
Get out.
It's in Worcester.
Listen. You say that, but you won't say the Ohio State. What is wrong with you?
No. Keep going.
Continue, Dan. Sorry.
Army will host Bentley for a pair. The same U18 development team that will play at RIT on Saturday is at they're not at Mercyhurst. Mercyhurst
Oh
is
my
at
gosh.
Holy Cross. They
Ugh.
will go to Niagara.
Gross. I feel bad for them.
They gotta play Dwyer at the prison.
I
And
think we
then-
should go and cheer for them.
Can we make it there after the women's game before it starts?
Probably not.
Probably not.
We'd be a little bit late. But
I
we'd
still
totally
want
get
to
there
team up with
plenty
the
of
C
time
block
left in
for
the
a game where they play Niagara and just cheer against Niagara with them. I think that'd be kind of fun.
Never happening.
I'd love to do that. Come on. Hey man,
What? We need
the enemy of the enemy is
Foss
my
family
friend.
reunion.
Anyways,
Too
continue.
Niagara will finish their weekend by hosting St. Lawrence. Air Force heads to AIC for a Saturday-Sunday series. A 105 game Saturday and a 7:05 game on Sunday.
Disgusting.
7
Springfield-
o'clock on a
Springfield must-
Sunday?
Somebody really doesn't want to have anyone there.
Oof. That's
That's right about when Carrie Underwood's starting to sing on Sunday Night Football, so that's not going to happen.
Also, why is the Holy Cross game on Saturday at 2:30?
Who knows?
Because why not, Dan? Let them do
Whatever.
what they want. They actually own their rink. They can do whatever they want. Unlike the other team in one of the other teams in Massachusetts.
I see. Excuse me.
It's a nasty cough. You might want to get that checked out.
My throat's still recovering from
Yeah,
this
the
weekend.
fact that it says AIC every time he coughs, God, that's not good.
That's even worse.
That's all of Saturday's games. The 7:05 start Sunday's the only Sunday game. Tuesday before Thanksgiving.
Oh my
At
God!
4 o'clock.
Mercy her. God damn it!
Just so everybody knows, it's like almost 10:30 on a Sunday
Poor
night.
Dan Scully's like, nah,
Poor
he's
Dan
gone.
is struggling today.
Not only
Holy
is
Cross
Dan-
goes to visit our friend Will Calverley at Merrimack at 4 o'clock on a
Mercyhurst,
Tuesday before
Merrimack.
Thanksgiving.
What's the difference?
Same thing. They both start with an M. You were close.
I'm just totally screen recording Dan Scully's reaction.
We already established that I can't English today.
Yeah,
Anyways. So,
that's it. That's it.
That's everything.
all right. So, before we go even off the rails, let's very quickly talk about the U18 team. I really don't know what to expect
They're
from this
sick.
game. Yeah.
I don't know what's gonna happen. I just want to say all I have here is that they're 7-0 against Division I teams this year, and they've beaten. I'll just run down the list: Michigan State, Notre Dame. They had a barn burner with Army. They beat RPI. They beat Lake Superior, Michigan Tech, and St. Thomas. So
We are probably in for.
they're good. They're good. This might be a humbling game for us.
I mean, the game
I don't
also
know.
doesn't matter, so it's like.
I do want
It
to say
doesn't
there's
matter, but at the same time, it does matter because
Mhm.
the voters
wanna keep
for the
momentum going.
USCHO poll are going to take notice if we manage to beat this team.
That's fair.
I think so. And let's be honest, they're probably going to be 8-0 coming into their game against us.
Yeah.
I do want to say there is one there is one player we cannot make fun of on this team. It's Cruz Lucius. He's from Grant, Minnesota. He's the only uncommitted player on this team.
Mhm.
Everybody else is committed to like the Boston schools or Big Ten.
So let's not make fun of him when he plays here,
Let's not make fun of him and make him want to come to RIT.
because it'll make
We're
us.
going to be the best recruiters in the country this weekend.
Can we just do a whiteboard that just says what his name and just say please play here?
Cruz, come to us.
Just beg him.
Yep.
This is what you could have.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
a good idea.
Do you know how many times I said that to Blake Humphrey this weekend?
Too many times.
I said, you could have had all of this.
Yes, I was down there for all of 5 minutes, and you said it probably 10 times.
I had
got
some
quite
other
animated
words
with him on
after it,
Saturday,
too.
but that's just me. Anyways,
Yeah, you
I-
blank.
Yeah. Oh, Nate.
Yep.
So this game
Starts with F.
I don't know what to think of this game. I feel like this game's either going to be a killing for them or it's going to be close. Like I really don't think. I just don't know what to expect here. I for some reason
I'll just say this. For those of you who don't know about the US under-18 team, these are the best under-18 players in the country.
They're insane.
They play on this team for a reason. They are good. And the under-18 team has a history of winning international tournaments and winning them by a lot.
Mm-hmm.
I think before last year, I think they'd won like 6 straight gold medals in the under-18 worlds.
Mm-hmm.
Something crazy like that. Because, F you, Canada.
Hey.
Sorry. There are very few things that bring me more joy than USA hockey beating Canada in anything. So...
Anytime I think of U.S. versus Canada hockey, all I can think of is 2008.
Don't stop. We're not talking about
it.
It
anyway, wasn't 2000.
We're not talking about that, Dan.
I can't do math.
No, that's a bad memory.
Yeah, because Ryan Miller was in net.
Yeah. Anyway, so this team is good.
Me too.
They have talent. They have a lot of talent. So I think we're in for a show.
I know we are too.
I mean, there's going to be a couple kids on this team that get drafted in the first round next year.
Mm-hmm.
The NHL draft. So next year, 2 years?
Yes, 2 years.
I think these guys are eligible.
At some point.
I think they're eligible in 2024. So honestly, write down some names because you might be seeing their names called at the draft. And they could be playing for your favorite NHL team, except unless you're Buffalo because nobody ever wants to come to Buffalo anyway.
Yep.
Still a reason to come out and see this game.
Yeah, no, I'm serious. Come to this game. It'll going to be a fun one.
Oh yeah. All right, let's do.
Like I said, I think we're in for a little bit of a rude awakening here.
Probably.
At least in the first period. Maybe not the entire game, but at least in the first period.
This game doesn't affect our overall record. So come out and have fun, watch a good game, watch some good players. They're gonna end up being household names at some point. It's gonna be great. Let's go to our predictions.
I can't wait for this to be a nightmare for statistics.
Yeah.
Just because it's an exhibition game doesn't mean we don't go hard.
No, still go hard. The
minute the puck drops, we go at them.
All right, let's go to predictions. Start with Dan, and then we'll go to Nate, and with me.
I'm just putting a big question mark here.
Me too.
I don't know enough about the team. Yes, they're very good. They're unbeaten so far against Division I teams, but anything can happen in college hockey, and that's true in an exhibition game just as much as it is any other game.
I'm agreeing
with Dan here. I think the best thing coming from this game is that a lot of guys that don't get a lot of playing time in the regular season get some time. Maybe they can earn some more playing time in the regular season, and everybody stays healthy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is the number one thing. Just let everybody stay healthy. Let's get out of this game. Let's get to Princeton. And
my prediction for this game is big fat question mark too. I really don't know what to expect. But there is one thing for certain I think we're going to see, and that's Daniel Chenard's going to be in goal. I think this is where they're going to give him his opportunity.
I think he gets some time.
I think he should.
It might not be the whole game, but
I think Colby will. I think Colby will start
at some point.
I think Colby will start, and we'll see Chenard later on.
I wouldn't be surprised if Tommy doesn't play in this game.
I don't think he should. I
played. I think he said 5 straight starts. I think he deserves a week, and he's earned a weekend off in my opinion.
Yes, he has.
Yeah.
Unless he comes in and says, "Coach, I want to play," I wouldn't be surprised if he doesn't play
I even think after Saturday with the scare of him getting hit in the face, I really think you just give him a week. Just let him go. Let Colby play because Colby hasn't played in a few weeks. Keep Colby fresh just in case. You don't want to risk it. And then I think maybe let Colby go 1-2 periods and then let Chenard play at some point because I think you got to give him an opportunity.
Got to see what you got. I mean,
exactly.
Who knows? Maybe this kid's the next coming of Patrick Waugh. We don't know. I don't know. I don't know. He could either be Patrick Waugh or he could be not Patrick Waugh, obviously. So
yeah,
as long as he doesn't take a penalty for bringing it over the red line like Waugh did.
Dude, I'd cheer for it. I'd be so fired up.
Daniel Chenard goalie goal ? Oh my god! I think the building would fall apart.
The worst part would be is it doesn't even count.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Oh, I'd be heartbroken. It would count in my book.
Yes, they count on all of our hearts. That being said, I think we should wrap it up right here, and we'll call
By
this
far our longest podcast of the season.
Yes, sorry to Zoe because she has to edit all this together, and it's going to be an absolute nightmare to her. Fun for us, not for her. That being said, if you have not already, subscribe to the YouTube channel and subscribe to the Spotify if you have not already. Links to different social medias are down there. Hit notification bells on each in case you have not already so that you get notified when new episodes go up because they do go up all the time. What are you two doing? It's driving me insane. Nate looks like a base coach in baseball telling someone to steal second. Dan Scully's just pointing around, and again, the Spotify listeners are missing out so much on the hand signals that are happening right now that don't make any sense. If you have not yet already, also Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, they are all things. Discord is also a thing. It's still super fun. We've all been going nuts in there. There will be game streams coming up. There's a thread in Mobile Corner Crew right now where we're starting to plan out our trips to Mercyhurst for the ladies and to Canisius for the men. That's early stage.
Come on out. It's going to be a good time.
Yeah, that's in like early stage planning, so be prepared for that. There's a Discord thread. You can jump in there. The link for that is in the Instagram link tree. It will also be copy-pasted into the description of this video and all other past videos if you've not already. I think it's in the Spotify description also, isn't it? The Spotify bio? We'll change it if it's not.
Maybe.
Nobody knows.
Also, nobody cares about Apple
Dan,
Music.
please
either,
never
so.
do that again.
Dan's going to get us copyright strike because he's singing licensed music. That being said, we will see everybody next weekend back at Gene Policini for 3 more games. Have a great night. Go Tigers.
Roll Tech.
R-I-T, R-I-T, R-I-T.